Oh yeah, sorry, it was delaying. I want the market to move as smooth as possible, literally, because you can never really know how far it can go. So that comes because I'm personally greedy. Maybe that's why, right? Now, how do we analyze market? Does the market, I mean. Remember now, guys, let me go back to the drawing board. There is literally millions of people trading in the world, literally millions. And the chart starts from here. These are the prices. The market is moving. The market is moving. The market is moving. Right? Now, when the market is moving, this is just an example of what we call linear. I think they call it linear. This type of example, where is it? Yeah, this, when your chart is like this. Yeah, so that's just the example that I'm actually showing you guys, because I won't be able to draw the bar charts. So the price is moving like this. What are the odds and what are the chances that out of everyone, the millions of people who are trading on the market at that given moment, what are the odds that only your analysis are correct? What are the odds, literally? Your odds are almost at zero. You don't stand a chance against millions of traders. Now, if you don't stand a chance against millions of traders, then why do people like me keep on winning? Why do people like me keep on winning, like all the time? Why do we keep on moving, right? Because ideally, most of you guys would actually trust my judgment better than yours, right? Number one, experience. Excuse my spelling if it's wrong. Experience. I have 7 years. Now, I have 7 years experience in trading. When I say 7 years experience in trading, I simply mean that 7 years of looking at the market 24 hours for whatever period I'm still awake for, literally. Now, your 7 years or your 10 years will never be the same as mine, because you go to school, you go to work. Therefore, our results shall and will never be the same, right? So these are the things that you cannot buy. You cannot buy them. And that is the secret to analyzing NASDAQ, right? Fundamentalist. I'll be explaining all these points after. Allow me to just type. I'm typing from my head, by the way. I'm not copying anywhere else. So excuse me if I'm taking a bit of time. Now, these are by far the 10 points, right? I don't know if it will allow me to zoom this. No, it's not allowing me to zoom it, but it's fine. Yes. So now these are the 10 points. Keep in mind that you can zoom in on your screen, zoom in, zoom out, the same way you're doing so on pictures. And you will be able to basically see what's happening, right? So now, number one, 7 years experience. It's something that you cannot buy. You literally cannot buy the kind of experience that I have on the market. And my 7 years of experience on the chart is worth millions in terms of the number of information I have, right? And the experience that I have is not about winning. The experience that I have involves about 95% of failing, right? That is what we call experience. Now, once you have gotten to that stage whereby now you have that 97, you have that 97, I mean that 95% of losing, what happens after is you become confident, right? So I'm literally confident and proud of my losses and my wins. And that is why to some of you guys, I look like a mini trading god, you know, and most of you guys wish you can have the kind of confidence that I have, but my confidence is too dark that if you were to walk a mile in my shoe, most of you guys would even faint before you even take your first step. You know, it's filled with disappointment in most cases, bad memories in most cases, losses, tears, and everything. So that brings confidence to me to say, hey, I can do this, you know? And it's something that you cannot buy from anyone. You develop with time, and it's not even about a period of time. Some of you guys can get it in 1 year, some 2, 3, 4, some 15 years. It's all about what kind of a person are you and how committed are you to the chart, right? That is number 2. Number 3, I'm a fundamentalist. I've been a fundamentalist for 7 years fully. And what that has done for me is understand the fundamental logistics that move the market up and down, right? There is nothing technical that moves the market. I repeat, there is nothing technical that moves the market. I'm referring to any trading robot. I'm referring to any indicators. There is nothing technical that moves the market, right? Everything that moves the market has to do with fundamentals, right? Now, I have pretty much 7 experience in that department because ideally, as you all know, I've been a fundamentalist all my life, ideally, right? Now, history, number 4, technicals. I've started trading technicals in 2020, and ideally technicals for me simply means that you're going to be staying on the market for hours. That is what technical means. It doesn't mean that you are seeing anything that is unique whatsoever, because when you're doing technicals, you still need to refer back to fundamentals. Show me a technical trader who deliberately goes against news and still wins. Literally no one. When it's time for NFP, CPI, we all know that it's going to be hell in a cell. And there is no single trader that can deliberately go against what the news are saying, right? So that's why I still say technicals do not move the market at all, my people, right? Sharp. Now, number 5, I'm a risk taker. You know, risk taker simply means that when I put 5,000 rands on the market, I would want to go out with 50,000. And for me, it's not even about the duration. It's not even about how long I'll take to get there. For me, it's about getting that goal done. It's about achieving whatever that I need to achieve at that given moment. Irregardless of whatever that it takes, I need to come out as a winner. That is what a risk taker means. Now, there's what we call soft traders. Soft traders, whenever they see, here's what kills you guys the most. Here's what kills you guys. Most of you guys are getting killed by this the most. And some of you guys can relate to it. How many times in your life have you seen profit and held on to profits? Number 1. How long was the duration that you've held on to profits for? And how many times have you seen losses in your life? What is the max duration that you've held on to losses for in your entire life? When you compare the time frames in terms of the amount of time that you've spent holding on to losses as to compared to holding on to profits, the amount of time that you spend holding on to losses is slightly higher compared to the amount of time that you spend holding on to profits. Immediately when you see small profits, the first thing that you want is to go out. Why? Because you're panicking. You're literally panicking, which is normal, right? And that is where the psychological part of the market comes in. That is where the liquidity wants you. That is where they're going to nail you, because they know that you are vulnerable as a person. You are very much weak. Psychologically, they've gotten you, literally. You are able to hold on to a loss for much longer, but you can't hold on to a profit for much longer. One of the chat, someone is saying that I've held on to a loss for 3 weeks, but how many people can hold on to profits for 3 weeks? Literally no one. As soon as it's $1, you are out, and you consider yourself a winner, and you are the biggest loser. Trust me. Why? Because your risk ratio is not corresponding with your rewards. You are entirely risking 6 hours of your time with your last 1,000 rand sitting on a loss of about 700 for a whole 6 hours. Immediately when you come back on profit of 90 rand, you are out, and you post a WhatsApp status saying you want to trade. If I was a liquidity provider, I would create a comedy show with you guys, because that's the psychological part of it. Now, once you start nailing that psychological part of it, understanding that, you know what, it's either I make money or I lose money. What does it take for me to be a risk taker? What does it take? What do I need to be a risk taker? Right? A professional risk taker like me, I'm a professional risk taker. The amount of loss I'm able to hold on to is the amount of profit I'm able to hold on to. And that is why what I've taught the admin. That is why most of the things that he does mostly seem impossible, because he was doing the same thing. He would hold on to losses for the longest time without closing, but immediately when he's on profit, he wants to close. Why? Why are you trading in the first place? He's telling me that, no, I need to close because I'm going to lose. Who says you can't lose when you're on a loss? You have held on to that loss. Did you lose? No, the market came back. Then now, immediately when you see $1, why do you see a need to close? You know, it's a psychological thing. You need to develop it, and everything, each and every step has a collaboration with the next. You cannot just be a risk taker if you don't know number 4, which is technicals. If you don't know number 3, which is fundamentals. If you don't have confidence, which is number 2. If you don't have experience, which is number 1. I hope that makes sense. You cannot skip these things. It's a sequence, it's a storyline that you need to follow irregardless, right? Sharp. Now, number 6, loser. It goes back to number 1. Remember what I said. My experience is filled with about 95% of the most horrible times, literally. But irregardless, I still came out as a winner. That is why I'm where I am today, right? And before I open that trade, literally before I open that trade, guys, before I click that buy or sell on the chart, I've already lost. That is the mentality that I have. Before I open that trade, I've opened my heart and I said, God, it's fine, I've lost. Right? Why? It helps me psychologically be stronger for the worst. Someone once said a smart saying saying that, coach, we're about to trade the last Nasdaq signal and we are praying for the best, but preparing for the worst. That is very powerful. He's simply saying that we understand that we are here to win, but we are also preparing for the worst because we are entering into a very volatile market and anything could come out. Now, the moment you are able to manage and balance those emotions, you will never panic. Even with 1 minute strategy, most of you guys are getting killed by panicking. The moment you start relaxing, and not that I recommend drugs, but you guys should normalize smoking weed. You guys should know. I've never smoked weed, but I've realized that people who smoke weed are much more calmer than anyone else who's sober. So you guys should realize, should start smoking weed, number 1. You guys, before trading, you should have sex. Those things will help you. Number 3, you guys should start normalizing masturbating. It will help you. The pressure, remember now, you are a human at the end of the day, right? Your body has hormones, has veins, has emotions, has whatsoever. Some of these substances contribute a lot, and some of these things could help you reduce unnecessary pressure. Try it, guys, you'll see. Literally try it, guys. You'll see. Find something that works for you. Some it's going to be alcohol. I'm not going to judge because, I mean, we're all here to try and make money. But sober, you can't really be okay trying to trade this market that you're in, right? So I support weed smokers a lot. Now, we are done with number 6, which is analysis. Analysis entirely. The whole topic of analysis entirely is based on these things. Because most of you guys say that, coach, create a Nasdaq course. It's impossible. How do I create a Nasdaq course out of these 10 things? How do I create a Nasdaq course out of my personal experience, my confidence, my fundamental knowledge, my history with technicals, my risk appetite, my losses, my trading plan, my desperation? Offline, I'll explain what it means. My secrecy, it's impossible. Now, moving to number 7, which is trading plan, right? Moving to number 7, which is trading plan. Now, before you start a wave, the reason why I've created waves in Nasdaq is because I want you to understand that this is what we call a mission. It's a project. You come in, you go out. A wave simply means that you come in, you go out. You're not here to stay. This is not your home, right? Therefore, it's very important to have a plan before tackling each and any wave in the Nasdaq group. It's very, very, very important for you to have a plan, guys. It's very, very, very important. Now, some of my trading plans, I've shown you guys countless times. Admin starting with 20 Rand, making 432,000, trading 8 times. Just the recent one, admin starting with 40 Rand, making 1.2 million, trading 7 times. Admin starting with 10,000 Rands, making 965,000, trading 5 times. I'll still come to that part, but it's a plan. The admin had a plan. His plan does not involve how much he's going to make, but his plan involves the consistency. Consistency is to say, hey, I'm only trading 5 times, like what he did on that big account. He said, I'm only trading 5 times. Whatever that I'm making on that 5 times, I'm good. That's the trading plan. Number 2, on the 40 Rands account, admin's plan did not involve CPI. That is a trading plan saying, hey, I'm not trading news on this account. Therefore, I'll stick to my plan. That is why he's separately deposited 5,000 Rands and he lost it. After that, he lost it trading trading the CPI separately, and that entirely did not affect his trading plan at all. It's a plan that he said, hey, I'm going to stick to this plan, and then that's it. And he did stick to his plan, and then that was it, right? I hope that makes sense. So I cannot tell you what kind of plan you need to have. You need to sit down and say, okay, Nasdaq wave has 8 signals and I could get up to 11 should there be a need, right? Now, what is my plan? What is expected of me? What should I do in this regard? What should I do in this case, right? So that is a plan. You sit down and you draft your own plan and say, you know what? I'm going to start with 30 Rands. I'm going to start with 50 Rands. I'm going to start with 100 Rands, whatever the case it may be. And I'll always have backup funding should things not go my way. The admin always has backup funding. That is why his bank account is always loaded all the time, because he knows even if he goes through losses, he can always recover, right? So now if you don't have a plan, it means you're going to take your last 300 Rands and fund. If you lose once, it's over for you. You'll keep on watching other people win. So a trading plan is important. And unfortunately, I cannot help you on that. It's something that you need to decide on your own. Now, number 8, no desperation. Do not trade when your rent is due tomorrow. Do not trade when you need to pay school fees next week. Do not trade because someone in your family is sick and you need money for meds. That's where most of you guys get it wrong. That's where it's gonna knock most of you guys. You guys always trade for the wrong reasons, right? Because once you're desperate for trading, therefore it cancels some of the things, some of the key points I've mentioned. It cancels your confidence. It cancels your risk-taking skill. It cancels everything. It cancels your trading plan. It cancels most things, because now you'll end up being greedy for no reason, because now you want to make a certain amount of money without having to go according to your trading plan. So it's very, very important to trade while you're not under any desperate conditions whatsoever, please. Number 9, offline. By offline, I'm referring to some of us, you guys didn't know about me maybe up until 2018, 19, right? Some of you guys knew me after COVID, whatsoever, it doesn't matter. But I've been alive since 1995. And ideally, I would say I've been offline since 1995 because nobody cared, nobody knew me. 2016, when my whole journey started, I've been offline. I didn't even have Instagram. I only had Instagram in 2019. I didn't even have Instagram. I only had Facebook then there because I was trying to push my music career by then. Back then, I mean, and I see most of your statuses on the FBK WhatsApp, and you guys are so much far away from success. And I'm going to explain why. You guys, you are living a very wealthy lifestyle. Literally, you are living a very wealthy lifestyle. You guys are living for the streets. I mean, how on earth are you able to have an iPhone and not have a bank balance that is equivalent to the cost of an iPhone? How on earth are you able to have the latest Air Force, where else you don't have a bank balance that is equivalent to the value of that Air Force? You guys are living a life here. How on earth are you able to have followers on social media that do not equivalent to the amount of money you have in your bank balance? You guys are living online. You guys are living lifestyle, And some of these things are what we call, biblically, they are called the things of the earth. They never pass. You guys want to remain relevant. You guys want to be influencers. You guys want likes. You want comments. You guys want to be relevant on the street. There is no Amapiano dance that you don't know on TikTok. It's like you are the owner of TikTok. It's like you're getting paid to be relevant, You get so worried when you're not next to your phone, but not because you want to make money, but because you want to check what's happening out there, And these are some of the things that I did not have access to. That is why now I can literally do whatever that I want on social media. I can literally say what I want. I can do what I want because I've worked hard enough offline without you guys knowing. And no matter what people say or do, nothing can ever stop me with the kind of knowledge that I have in terms of making money. I hope that was clear. Number 10, secrecy, right? Secrecy simply means that you guys need to stop entirely posting about trading on your WhatsApp statuses or social media whatsoever, I used to behave like a thug or a thief whenever I'm supposed to trade in 2016, because I knew that once your plan is known by more than 2 people, it's no longer a plan. It's whatever it is, it's no longer a plan. And you are vulnerable, you are very sensitive, If a person tomorrow comes to you and say, that coach of yours is fake, you're most likely to believe it quicker than what it takes, because you don't have that confidence built in you. You're not even confident about yourself, literally. So what secrecy does is it cuts everyone out of your own plans, and you're able to focus on your plan no matter what. Remember, I'm here because I believed in this. I'm not here because my parents or my friend or someone else believed I'm going to make it. I'm here because I believed and I'm going to make it. And should I opened my mouth before I made it, I wasn't going to make it. My brother only knew that I was trading when I was showing him the 100,000 that I made secretly in 2016. And if I had shown him before, I don't think we would be where we are today, literally. So you guys need to develop that, keep it as private as possible. The less people know you're trading, the better, because you are sensitive. You are literally sensitive. Anything that could discourage you in the trading world, you're most likely to take it in. You're not strong. You're not confident. You don't have all these other points that I've mentioned here.